Well, well, well. Hello, beautiful. Sit down, sit down. Don't look so nervous. I only bite when the punchline calls for it. See, I noticed something about you lately. Something delicious. You walked into a room the other day, and the whole atmosphere flinched. Not a sound, not a scene, just this ripple, like dropping a lit match into a puddle of gasoline. You felt it. Don't pretend you didn't. That hum in your bones, that little electric whisper that says, something about me just changed. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, it did. And oh, the people around you. They felt it too, even if their little hamster wheel brains can't quite name it. That's the funniest part. They're stumbling over themselves now, tripping on their own shoelaces, trying to act natural. They think they're being so subtle. Psh. Your instincts already caught them with their hands in the cookie jar. You've been sensing it for weeks, maybe longer. Time is such a slippery little fish, isn't it? They're performing calm, rehearsing relaxed, putting on the everything's fine show, like a dinner theater troupe with no budget and even less talent. But here's the beautiful, terrible, hilarious truth. They know something shifted inside you, and they have absolutely, positively, no idea what to do about it. They can smell your awareness like smoke through a keyhole. And you know what really keeps them up at night? Tossing and turning and sweating into their expensive sheets. You know that they know. Ha! You see straight through the performance. The costume hasn't just come undone. It's in ribbons on the floor. You saw something they never planned for you to see. Maybe you didn't even mean to. Maybe you were just being you. Being raw. Being honest in a world that runs on counterfeit smiles. And suddenly, poof, their little disguise evaporated like fog in a spotlight. You peeked backstage, sweetheart, and now they know you've seen the wires and the pulleys. There is no rewinding that tape. You have tuned into a frequency they never, ever expected you to find. You are broadcasting on a completely different channel now. Your antenna is picking up signals their rusty little receivers can't even detect. And that, that is magnificent. They assumed you were like them, shallow water, predictable tides, easy to map. But you are reading the room the way a safecracker reads tumblers, clicks and vibrations nobody else can hear. You're picking apart people and situations with surgical finesse they didn't know existed. It is absolutely demolishing every neat little blueprint they drew of you. Because you refuse to fit inside the cage they welded shut around your name. There is a reason. Oh, there's always a reason. You're hearing this right now. Timing, my friend, is everything in this mad, spinning funhouse we call existence. Think about it. Why did these words find you today? Why are you listening at this precise, peculiar, perfectly inconvenient moment? It's not an accident. There are no accidents. Only setups nobody claimed credit for. The cosmos itself is whispering in your ear. The great invisible orchestra is confirming what you already suspect. I see you. I see the weight you're hauling. I see that knowing look behind your eyes. And I'm stamping it verified right here, right now. This moment, it matters. And here, here is where the plot thickens like blood on a cold night. You can't unfeel what's already crawling through your veins. You can't unsee what's already burned into your retinas. That knowledge, it's tattooed on the inside of your skull. Permanently. No eraser, no rewind button, no clever little, oops, forget I said that. So now, you're sitting in a very different chair. Now you're the one holding the file. Now you're the one who sees every thread in the web. And now, whether you've quite grasped it yet or not, You are the one gripping the steering wheel. Forget everything. Focus on this. You are a target. Now, become the anomaly. Grab your 73-page guide, The Evolution of the Anomaly, how you survived their humiliation ritual from the description or pinned comment of this video, and own your chaos. Consider that your intermission. Now, let's get back to the show. They are scrambling. Oh, you should see their faces. Because they can no longer guess your next punch. Chew on that for a second. For years. Years. They were cozy, comfortable as cats on a warm radiator. They could predict what you'd do, what you'd say, how you'd flinch when they pressed the right bruise. That predictability was their security blanket, their little nightlight in the dark. But something cracked. You cracked. Open, not apart. And now they haven't the faintest whisper of a clue what's coming next. They can't read your poker face. They can't rig the result because they don't even understand what result you're chasing. And that panic. Oh, that sweet, sweet panic. It's showing you exactly where the rot was hiding all along. They needed you predictable to feel powerful. Your quiet, your beautiful, thunderous quiet, is what's unraveling them thread by thread. You stopped defending yourself. You stopped writing essays of explanation. And this is the part that really stings. You stopped trying to convince them they were wrong. You just stopped. Now you're living inside what you know, and you're not narrating the journey for their comfort. You're not waging war over your own truth. You're not building a case. You're just standing in it the way a lighthouse stands in a storm, silent, shining, immovable. And that silence, it screams 3 words they can't argue with. I know better. They've realized you tore up the rule book. You used to play along, follow the script, nod at the right moments, swallow their version of the story like medicine you never needed. Not anymore. Ha ha ha. You're operating from a completely different playbook now. From truth, from instinct, from your own internal compass, and buddy, that needle doesn't wobble. They can feel the ground shifting under their feet. They can feel their grip loosening. The little puppet show they've been running. You walked right off the stage. You're not even in the audience anymore, and I am so proud of you. Genuinely. Cross my heart and hope to. Well, you get it. You get that secret little huddle they had about you. Ended in absolute, beautiful, glorious chaos. They gathered. They conspired. How is this person doing this? How are they so certain? How are they picking up on things we buried 6 feet deep? And they couldn't cobble together an answer that made a lick of sense. Because there is no answer inside their tiny, predictable framework for what you've become. Your knowing runs on a different engine entirely. They left that little powwow, frustrated, bewildered, and more frightened than when they walked in. Maybe they're still whispering about you, wondering, obsessing, pacing. Delightful. They tried to smother your flame, but ha 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 ha. All they did was show everyone where their shadows were hiding. And here is the beautiful, poetic, absolutely hysterical part. You didn't have to lift a finger. You didn't throw a punch. You didn't mount a defense. You just kept being you. And that is the whole joke. You just kept glowing. And that glow of yours is so fierce, so relentless, it lit up every dark corner like a flare in a coal mine. It showed every face in the room for exactly what it is. Genuine or painted on, lifting you up or pulling you under. They know you've cracked the code, whatever code it is. And you know precisely which one I mean. Right now, right this second, they're in full damage control mode. rewriting the script. Getting ahead of whatever you might say, might do, might let slip. Because if your truth walks into the daylight, if people see what you've seen, if people know what you know, their whole production collapses like a house of straw in a hurricane. So they're moving fast. But here's what their frantic little brains can't compute. Your knowing is already alive, whether you speak it or not. It exists. It breathes. It is already, irrevocably, stubbornly true. Being what you are, one of the chosen ones, and oh, I do love that phrase, means you carry a spotlight that shows people exactly who they are. That is why they react to you like cats react to water. You're not being aggressive, you're not attacking, you're simply existing. But your existence is a spotlight. When people stand near you, they see their own reflection thrown back at them in blinding clarity. They see their own honesty or their own fakery, their own strength or their own hollowness, their own alignment or their crooked, crumbling foundation. And most people, most people cannot stomach that view. So they blame you for the itch they can't scratch. But the itch isn't coming from you. It's coming from them seeing themselves without the filter. They aren't watching you because they admire you. They're watching because your power terrifies them. Think about that. Really let it marinate. They're tracking your every step, monitoring your moves, cataloging who you talk to, where you go, what you build. But it's not love. It's not curiosity. It's fear. Pure, cold, wide-eyed fear. They are terrified of what you're becoming, panicked that you'll own your power and won't need their permission, their approval, their little gold stars ever again. So they watch, they lurk, they take notes. Because fear turns people into obsessive little detectives. They are literally losing sleep trying to figure out how you stay so rooted while they spin like tops in a tornado. Your intuition, oh, this is the good part. Your intuition is your sharpest blade, and it just sliced through the air close enough to make them sweat. Every moment you just knew something without a shred of proof. Every time you picked up on energy, they thought they'd buried. Every time you called the shot before the ball even dropped. That wasn't luck. That was your internal radar working at full power, and every time you're right, you broadcast a message to every soul in the room. I am not someone you can con. I cannot be puppeteered. I will not be lied to. Your intuition is the weapon they have no shield against. You've graduated, darling, from spectator to conductor. You spent so long studying them, trying to decode their motives, untangle their wants. But somewhere, quietly, beautifully, the roles reversed. Now they are the ones dissecting you. Now they are trying to map your next move, chart your trajectory, predict the punchline. You're not watching from the cheap seats anymore. You are the show, and that means you hold the baton, whether they've accepted it yet or not. The universe, and I do appreciate a good universal gesture, has officially bricked up the doorway to your energy. That's not poetry, that's architecture. The walls are up, the locks are set, your energy is vaulted, your consciousness is fortified, your knowing is sealed behind steel and starlight. They can press their noses against the glass, but they can't reach what's inside. They can peer in, but they can't tamper. They can puzzle it out forever, but they will not, cannot, crack the combination. A line has been drawn, and on your side of it, you are untouchable. Here's what's barreling toward you like a freight train with no brakes. A complete inversion of the hierarchy. Everything that's been simmering, this is the moment the lid blows off. The people who held the reins are about to lose their grip. The people who strutted are about to stumble. The people who were winning are about to watch the scoreboard flip. And you beautiful chaos agent, you are about to witness the reversal that's been building since the first domino tipped. It's coming, and it will be spectacular. You are stepping into a season where every obstacle becomes a stepping stone. This isn't about payback. Oh no. Revenge is so boring, so predictable, so unimaginative. This is about the natural, inevitable rotation of power. The people working against you, the people building walls to keep you small, they're about to become utterly, gloriously irrelevant to your story. They'll become the rubble you walk over as you climb, not because you crushed them. No, but because they simply cannot scale the heights you're scaling. They don't have the altitude for where you're headed. And the snare they so lovingly, so carefully knotted for you, that is exactly the snare closing around their own ankles. Oh, ha. This is justice with a sense of humor. They tied it perfectly. They were so sure you'd step right in. But you didn't. You saw the wire. You sidestepped. And now they're dangling by their own design. They're about to taste the consequences of their own craftsmanship, not because you did a thing, but because the universe, our wild, witty, wonderful universe, does not let tricksters trick their way out of the bill. What you send out circles back. They sent a snare. A snare is what's swinging their way. Expect a sudden, accidental little nudge in the next 24 hours, something that confirms everything rattling around inside your skull. Could be a message, could be a call, could be bumping into someone in the most improbable place, could be a number repeating like a drum beat, could be a song that hits at exactly the wrong right moment. Whatever shape it takes, it is a signal. The universe tapping you on the shoulder, saying, I see you. I'm co-signing this. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Keep your eyes open. The divine armor around you right now is cranked to maximum. I'm not waxing poetic here. I'm stating mechanical, spiritual fact. It's activated. It's humming. It's running at full voltage. Nothing can touch you that isn't meant for your benefit. Nothing can slip past the perimeter that isn't aligned with your evolution. You are shielded at a level most people can't even conceptualize. That shield is why you can stand so steady, so certain, so unmoved, while the world around you cracks and shakes. They're watching your climb, hoping for a slip that will never come. Right now, they've got binoculars trained on your every step, scouring for a crack, a wobble, a moment of doubt, praying for that stumble so they can hiss. See, I told you so. Ugh, predictable little vultures. But here's what their binoculars won't show them. That stumble doesn't exist.